Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a non-bingo-y rack, but it is balanced, so I think I'll be playing through this. If I played Vibe, the rack leave would be INU, which is fine. Could there be an 8 through the right floater? Well, not that I can see. What about alternatives to Vibe? Well, Vibe has the advantage of getting rid of both B and V, both of which are non-bingo-y. It would be good to get rid of the U as well. Not seeing a way of doing that. I would have Bev U onto an E, or through an E, but that would leave two I's, so not necessarily better than Vibe. Okay, wow, great start for opponent, 48 points. Quirt takes an S at both ends. So, what about Q with the U? Just wondering if I have by unique. No, that uses two U's. So, Vibe doesn't play. I have Vibier onto the R. Interesting, Vibier retains the U, which goes well with the Q. Only 16 points, which isn't great, but it's totally sorting the rack out, getting rid of B, V, and two I's, and there are no two-letter V words, so no danger from row H. The problem with this play is the score, which is very poor. So, can I do any better? What about playing Van here? 23 points. Horrible rack leave. And I can't improve it. So I don't think... What about a play across from the Q? I've got Quine. 28 points, keeping V and B. Well, 28 points is a lot. It's 12 more points than Vibier. It doesn't offer a lot of scoring potential for opponent. And Vibier retained the U. This burns the U, so I think I am going with this, but I'm not persuaded it's the best. Yeah, I'm going with this. Okay, well, absolute horror show in terms of bingoiness, and also unbalanced with only two vowels. So, what to do? Quine takes an E at the front and an S after it. My play has not provided very much for opponents. But how to sort this rack out? Vibing through an N of Quine in the wrong spot. Hiving also through an N. Vibex through an E. Wow, that would actually sort out a lot of problem tiles. It wouldn't score particularly well, but I think the priority is sorting the rack out. So what if Vibex is blocked? Can't score much through Quirt. Is there anywhere for the X? XU is good, but I can't get that to play twice. Great, just 29 points for opponent, but more great that my Vibex spot remains available, and this is the only play I've seen which sorts the rack out. I could play XI for slightly more points, but that would retain B and V, so this is better. Wow, I draw the first blank. Fantastic. I have Glyphic with the blank as a Y. Does that play? Don't think it does. But I could have a bingo. What about pilching? Wow, if that's good, it does play through the eye of equine. That's been blocked. Pabba, not good. Only 12 points for opponent, which is great. So, is there really nowhere for Glyphic? Abad takes a C. Abe, not good. Day takes nothing in front. GYU, not good. Nothing to go after Quirt. So, I think the blank, if there is a bingo, the blank would be a vowel. So let me consider this rack both as a 7 and also through floating R and T. Not seeing anything. So let's move on to E. No. I. This rack plus R or T. No. That was the pilching rack. Not that may not be good. So R and T don't go well with that. No. And Y, which is Glyphic. No. Now I noted I have girl through the R with CHP. No. Okay, so what to do here? Opponent has left alone the V. Do I have a V play in row A? I don't think I do. I have Chiv, but that doesn't get tripled. So I may need to leave that alone. So how about getting value from the X? Possibly a play in row E because ANI is good. What letters go under the I that I've got? None. Okay. So, wow, very tricky position. What about playing in row B? Well, I've got chip in that spot. What about a play beginning PH? I'm trying to get the play doubled. Let me see what chip scores. 27 points, which is not bad. I'm retaining ING, which goes in an ING ending. I'm stopping or restricting opponents scoring from the V, or indeed scoring in the same spot. Chip takes an S, but that's not massively dangerous. Yeah, I am going with this. Right, surely I am bingoing now. Or am I? I have bloating and obligant. I have obligant ending in T. Wow. Par takes an O in front, so opponent may have a play in the top row. But I have obligant in row H. Fantastic. Chip has also interfered with opponent scoring off the X, but not eliminating that possibility. So what else do I have with this rack? Nothing goes in front of C, so row A is out of action as a bingo lane. YU takes A, K and R in front, but a column 6 play wouldn't even get doubled. If obligant is blocked, R, well, the R may remain available for a face value bingo, while opponent is considering their turn. Let me have a look for 7s. Okay, let me pause there because obligant is available. I don't think there's anything better. Opponents play only 11 points. Fantastic. So let me get this down. Obligant for 83. And not a bad pick. I lead by 50 odd. I've got a balanced rack. I've got scoring tiles in the J and the W. I have an O for going after the V, but I can't play either of my scoring tiles. It would be nice to get rid of both of them. Jowl is good. So I've got Jowl in column 3. That would leave a vowel heavy rack, so it would be nice to do a little better than that. Through an N I would have jowing and, well, just jowing. Oh wow, fantastic. Bingo by opponent, retakes the lead. And opponent's provided a spot for jowl. Let me see what this scores. 36 points, pretty decent. Rack leave is decent if I draw consonants. So, is there something better? What would a better bingo look like? Better play look like, rather? Difficult to see one. Is there an alternative to jowl? I don't like having to rely on the tile gods for a decent pick, but I think I'm going to have to. Nothing competes with jowl in terms of score. Jowl for 36. Wow, and I'm fortunate. I draw 3 consonants, and I'm jolly close to a bingo. I have legative through an E. Correction, I have levigate through an E. Legative not good. Do I have an alternative? And is there a 7 here? I would have valeting through an N. N of obligant in the wrong spot. So, a few floaters to consider. How about O? Not seeing anything. How about B? Not seeing anything. So it's levigate through E. What about R? Oh, wow, an opponent blocks levigate. Wretched opponent. But is there another bingo I haven't yet seen? Not seeing anything with the R. What about the S? No. What about the A? Wow, the A looks promising. Not seeing anything. N, valeting, not in the right spot. I, not seeing anything. So I'm not seeing a bingo with this rack. Do I have an extension from Bez? No. Nothing with Z and E. So what do I want to get rid of? Well, certainly the V. How can I do that? And possibly the G is not a great tile. So I'm looking in column 3. So, well, I have Vagile. Interesting. Because 28 points, decent, retakes the lead. Z's been played, so no Zell danger. V not dangerous in row A because opponent will struggle to put a high scoring tile on this double letter square. And although I am turning over bingo-y tiles, there were no super hot 5 or 4 letter keeps. So those are all the arguments in favour of playing Vagile. There is possibly an argument for retaining the V to hook Agile. V is the only front hook for Agile. But that would require an 8-point score sacrifice just to retain the V. I don't think that it's going to earn those points back on average, so I do prefer Vagile. I'm just wondering if there is a bingo through this A. but I'm not seeing it. So I am going with this. Wow. Bingo-y tiles, but also duplicates, so I'm not seeing a bingo. I have paven in row A. What about the S? Not seeing anything. Super close game, just 20 points between us with opponent on turn. And still one blank to come. Nothing goes in front of Z. And a column 3 play would require 3 consecutive vowels, so not a hot lane. Floating A, not helpful when I've already got 2 of them. Just wondering if the X is out of action. I think Hain. Not sure if that's good or not. But I'm not in a hurry to play my E. I certainly want to sort out the duplicates, and I have the P for score. I have Nap in column 2. Pavan is good. I think with an E, and I would play the E for 3 more points with 5 E's to come. Okay, opponent's played there, 36 points. And if I play Pan, I'm retaining duplicate A, which I'd rather not do. So where can I play off N, A, and P? Tricky. Pel is good. Alu is good. So, well, and Ag is good. I have this for 35, Atap, which is pretty good. It's retaining duplicate N, which isn't ideal, but 35 points. I wasn't expecting to get that many points with this rack. I am going with this. Okay, pretty good. I draw an S, still 2 S's to come. I don't draw any more N's, which is good. I've got a scoring tile in the K. Not seeing a 7-letter bingo with this rack. Could there be an 8? Skinniest. Great, just 9 points for opponent, and I have the lead. Still 4 O's to come for a VO play, top right. That may be important later. So, do I have a bingo through the A? Actually, I was contemplating Skinniest, which is a 9-letter play. I would need an I and an S for that. And I'm not seeing those tiles. So, how about an A? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, my word. Fantastic. I have Neat Nicks for 66. Bang! Fantastic. Wow, such a tricky one to see. So often when, without the S, this comes up, you see Intaken, which isn't good, and it's Neat Nick. And it did play. Wow, that would have been so easy to miss. And I'm fairly confident there was no other bingo. Now, a pretty decent pickup for 7 random tiles. I don't have a bingo. However, I've got good scoring tiles in the F and the W, and I've got an O for VO. Not seeing a VO play this turn because I certainly want to play off one or both of F and W. Preferably both. I'm certainly not home and dry, but I do have a little bit of breathing space over opponent. So, where am I going to play F and W? Board does not have a lot of scoring spots, which is good since I lead. I have Vote top right, 26 points, which retains F and W, but if I can't find any FW spots, that's a useful back pocket play to have. Now, I mustn't forget extensions to Bez. There won't be a huge number, but there are some, and I'm not seeing one with this rack. Wow, so pleased with neat necks. So, what do I have? How about R and I? Well, no, both W and F go in front of the R. But suddenly when I consider A, E or I after the R, I'm not seeing any words. Bears doesn't take any single letters after it. Neat Nicks has taken out all of the floaters on the board and provided pretty much nothing in return. Well, vote is looking increasingly attractive. I'm seeing, not only am I seeing nowhere to play F with W, I'm seeing nowhere for them as individual tiles. Oh, wow. Fantastic bingo by opponent. 76 points. Doesn't retake the lead, but there's just 3 points between us. So, what to do? Do I now have an FW spot? Well, I have few through the E, but that retains all my vowels. 14 tiles to come. Let me count the vowels. 10 out of 21, so a balanced bag. Still 3 O's for the top right, which would be an argument for, well, it's an argument for both retaining the O to have that spot and also not to cling onto the O because there's a good chance of drawing another one. This double word square above the E is a hot spot. So there are two things I can do here. Yeah, this is one possibility. Still one S to come. I can play way for 26, which is good. Doesn't provide very much. The alternative to, and the rack lever is fairly balanced. Vowels increase in value in the end game. The alternative would be AWEE, which would play off the E as well, score about 3 more points. But that presents this triple letter square above AL. And although only the M can go there, why provide that spot? Because we are so close, and Way provides pretty much nothing. So I do like Way, and although Way does take an S, column 14 isn't a bingo lane because Kinglets and Zoo don't take S's after them. But is this best? Yeah, I think so. 26 points. Am I missing a W and F play? Still quite a few scoring tiles to come, F, H, M and Y. And the V isn't going to go well with the F for a top right play, so I would prefer to play off F and W. 5 minutes on my clock. Well, I'm not seeing an FW play in column 8, but in any event, I quite like the idea of taking this double word square above the E of Kinglets. I'm going with this. Well, I'm quite glad I've got the F as a scoring tile since the rest of the rack is one-pointers and duplicative. I've got vote top right for 26. 11 tiles in the bag. I lead by 29. No blanks to come. EAU is a 3-letter play which would fit in column 3. No extension to bears with this rack. Yeah, this is now a tight board apart from the scoring spot in the top right. I'm not seeing much else. U takes a K and an S. K has been played. Well, neither of the quirt hooks were used. I guess column 8 is a scoring spot, but the N covering the double letter square limits the amount that can be scored. I guess row J is a spot for a tile to be tripled, but it'll only get tripled once without having a vowel underneath it. I could go there myself. Well, opponent goes there, and opponent did have the M. 30 points, nice score. Yeah, and that would have played with a we for a much bigger score. So what am I going to do? I trail by 1, 7 tiles in the bag. Do I pull the trigger on vote? Tempting. Because 3 O's to come. If opponent knows that hook, that's 20 odd points they can get. Duplicate I is not terrible because I'm not retaining a vowel heavy rack. There's only one more I to come. Vowels increase in value in the end game, and I's go well with the F. So I am minded to play vote. So pretty decent pick, and I lead by 25. Such a close game. Well, where are the bingo lanes? Column 15 for bingos beginning with E, not with this rack, and I think that's pretty much it. So I am grateful for having the F for score. 4 tiles in the bag, including 1 S. Opponent could set up a spot if he's got the S, which only he could benefit from. And the S could be useful for hooking quirt. No extension to Bez with this rack. Where can I play my F? And let me just check. I don't think it is good, but let me just check Hain. No, good. I don't need to worry about that spot. Great, just 12 points for opponent. What am I going to do? This is not easy. How long have I got? 4 minutes. Wow. I can see the remaining 8 tiles. 1 of them is in the bag. So I am going to empty the bag. Wow, what about finito? Surely, drawing 1 tile, there's a very good chance I can go out. 27 points is a decent score since I already lead by 13. This will give me a 40-point lead. I lose to a bingo. I think I win to everything else. So, does opponent have a bingo through T or O? O is more likely. I think there may be bingos. I'm not seeing any. I think there may be one. However, I still feel this is the best play. I've not seen anything better. Just 3 minutes on my clock. I am going with this. And I draw the F. So, does opponent have a bingo? Not seeing anything with the O. How about the T? Okay, I'm not seeing a bingo for opponent. What about my own rack? Do I have 2 outs for EFR? I have Earth and Eyes. I have Earth and Ed, so I definitely have unblockable outs. Is that going to be enough? I think it is if opponent doesn't bingo, because I lead by 40 points. So opponent's going to need a bingo-y score to win, and I think he can only achieve that with a bingo. Oh, opponent's got trapeze on. Oh, agony of agonies. Opponent does have a bingo in row N. Has he spotted it? Is he just savouring the moment? But he does have a winning bingo in row N. Okay, 6 minutes left. Yes, he spots it. Okay, fine. And the final score, 451 for opponent, 403 for me, a winning margin of 48 points, so well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. What a painful ending. Not an easy one to see Trihizon, so hats off to opponent. Now it was opponent to go first, plays Quirt, and I play Quine for 28, Quiney for more, but I think the I helps V and B. Opponent's rack, plays Day, and this was a tricky rack. Vibex, that was my play, and nothing obviously better. Look at all these horrible rack leaves. Opponent plays ABBA. Now, no missed bingo here, but B10. Chili, there was a play which got doubled, so I played Chip for 27, but Chili for 40. And Pilch also available, but that opens column 15 with an H, so not great. Opponent's rack plays UR, and now here we go, Obligant for 83. But opponent replies immediately with Eloiners and has a choice of bingos, and leads by 7. So I play Jow for 36 and nothing obviously better. Nice rack for opponent. And a missed bingo. Ebonized, Defrozen, Endzone. Wow, and the list goes on. But opponent did have a blank, so may have preferred to take 34 points and retain the blank. Now, my rack. No missed bingo here. I play Vagile for 28, but F2, Villa and Jowl playable. Yep, 4 more points, and I think the rack cleave is not bad enough. It's not worse than T. In fact, I think it's slightly better, so Villa would have been better. And another missed bingo. Opponent K3 has Drago Men through the R. Also Gammon through the A, and Goadsman, and a couple of other bingos. My rack, I have Atap for 35, and I'm 20 points in front. No vowels for opponent, but look at this, has Scalding through the A. Instead plays Cod. And here we go, I have Neatnicks, which hugely raised my prospects of winning, I think. So I lead by 80. However, opponent comes straight back with kinglets, and we are now nip and tuck all the way to the end of the game. Just 14 tiles in the bag. So I thought about a wee, preferred way for reasons stated. Opponent has Mary, and now 7 tiles in the bag. And I play Vote at this stage. Finito was playable, but Vote only provides an E in first place, as opposed to T and O in various places. Opponent's rack plays Ood, and now fateful moment. 1 tile in the bag. I lead by 13. What is best? So I play Finito for 27, keeping ER. Fayest, yeah, I think Fayest, well, I'm not sure if I play Fayest, although it's a very similar score to Finito and doesn't provide a bingo lane, I'm also not going to go out with IIOR, whereas with ER, I'm pretty much going to go out with whatever I draw from the bag. So what happens after I play Fayest? Opponent doesn't bingo, but could play halves in row H for 45 points, and then I don't go out and opponent does win. So I don't think Fayest is an obvious winning play, and there's no real distinction between finite and finito since opponent bingos through the T. So I think finito was the play. I'm not seeing any other way of going out. ER is such a good rack leave compared to anything else on offer, but Look at this, opponent's final rack. And there is his winning bingo, the only winning play. So absolutely amazing game. Many congratulations to opponent on his victory. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.